Is the symbolism worth it? This country is big on symbolism, and so is this government. Symbolism by itself is not a bad thing, like the appointment of some women to some positions. Some were both symbolic and deserving, as they were the best person for the jobs. But others have been dismal failures. And some of those failures have been in-your-face, everyday failures. One symbolic and deserving appointment that should have been made was resident magistrate Lorna Irar Gale as the country's first woman public defender. I guarantee that the Tivoli report would have been finished more than a year ago. I believe the appointment of blind Senator Floyd Morris as President of the Senate is a symbolic gesture that will be no more than that. I'm not a prophet of doom, but I cannot see how it will help the country's disabled. Well, perhaps it was not meant to advance the cause of the disabled community, but for symbolism. I say blind and not visually impaired because, to the best of my knowledge, visual impairment implies some kind of vision, though severely diminished, and requiring the help of others to perform day-to-day activities effectively. Senator Morris is blind. Senator Morris was already in the House, and not even a wheelchair ramp was constructed for any member who may have needed its use. The accident involving Dr. Linvale Bloomfield meant that he had to be away from the lower house, not because his brain wasn't functioning, but because the Parliament is unkind to the disabled. Senator Morris has no idea what the inside of Parliament looks like because he has never seen it. I make that point not to be unkind, but to say that he will have to depend significantly on the clerk of the House for assistance. For example, during debates, if the clerk is not inclined to include peculiarities of individuals, impatient to clarify, or the body language during presentation, that, plus other nuances, will be missed. Sometimes they are absolutely important. There are thousands of disabled persons in the country, and pictures of a blind Senate president on television station may gain kudos to you in the wider world. But what is the benefit here? The hearing impaired and the deaf can't even follow what's happening on the government-owned Public Broadcasting Service, PBC, through sign language, much more on local private media. So, historic, yes, but it should do more than raise the level of consciousness for that community and not for future political campaign messages. This week's bouquet goes to a teacher, Principal Ray Howell at Edith Dalton James High School. You have created an oasis in the ghetto. And the garbage bin goes to every single minibus driver in Kingston. You're all a menace to the society, and you and your vehicles belong on the scrap metal heap. Until next week, stay close to the edge.